All right, welcome out to our class tonight, everybody. Tonight's topic is top 10 uses for cilantro essential oil. Usually, before we get started in our class, we do a little bit of a review. For some people, it's the first time hearing about essential oils, so we'll go ahead and just do an overview of essential oils. Has everybody here been introduced to essential oils before?
We have Galaxy Tab A, introduce yourself. Hello.
We got someone that signed in as Galaxy Tab A. Do you want to introduce yourself? Okay, that's all right.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share with you my screen here, and we'll just do a quick run through kind of an introduction to essential oils, and Jade's going to be pleased to hear from her. She's prepared a lot about cilantro essential oils. So just there we go. Okay. So the objective of this introductory part, if I can get it. So I'm just going to briefly go through these points. What are essential oils? Why it's important to have pure and certified essential oils, how we use them, and basically how we can get them. So just get past here. So essential oils, if you're not familiar with them, they are basically plant extracts. They're natural occurring therapeutic compounds that are found in plants. They're lipids, so they're oils, and they smell really nice. They're aromatic compounds. So if you look at this peppermint plant here, there's these white sacs on the peppermint leaf. That's where the essential oils are found on peppermint. They could be found in any part of the plant. They could be found in barks, wood, flowers, berries. And basically what we do is we harvest those, make sure they're grown in the best conditions, and we extract the essential oils either through steam distillation or cold press, or the best method for that particular essential oil. And we put it in these little brown bottles. Essential oils are sometimes photosensitive, which means that they can be broken down in light. That's the purpose for the brown bottles there. And it turns out they have therapeutic, even though they have therapeutic benefits for plants, they can also have therapeutic benefits for us humans as well. So here's those oil sacs, the peppermint oil sacs up close. And there you go. So there's the peppermint plant. We harvest it, and then it's extracted out through that method, steam distillation. So here's an up close of the different potential benefits. There's a lot of benefits you can get from peppermint essential oil. Here's a few. Promotes digestive health, helps reduce gas and bloating, occasional indigestion, promotes healthy respiratory function, repels bugs naturally. Like I said, those are just a few. And that's just one essential oil. There's so many. And usually all you need is just one drop. One drop of peppermint essential oil, for instance, is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. Very, very potent on its up to 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So you get a lot of bang in just one little tiny bit. Now it's important that the essential oils that we're talking about tonight are certified and pure therapeutic grade. So what does that mean? Most of these oils, essential oils on the market out there, are synthetic. They're made in a laboratory. Sometimes they can be dangerous, caustic. Definitely can't use them in all the different ways that we're going to talk about today. The other next grade up is a food grade essential oil. May add some flavor to your food, but they're not going to give you those therapeutic benefits, and definitely not as safe as the ones we're talking about. We've got a group of essential oils out there that are considered to be therapeutic grade, but again, there's no regulation out there on the market, and so we don't know where some of these essential oils are, where they're grown, and whether they are the most potent version of that essential oil. So the essential oil needs to be both pure, which means that it doesn't have any additives, fillers, solvents, pesticides, or other chemicals in the essential oil itself. And it also needs to be potent. That has to do with where the essential oil is sourced. So for instance, a lavender grown in your backyard may not be as potent as lavender grown in France or Bulgaria. So if they're both pure and potent, that's what we get with the CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oil. So Beck's joining us from Australia. It's also good to note that essential oils, CPTG, are produced responsibly because they are therapeutic grade. They are sourced from all over the world. It doesn't matter where they are. It could be in third world countries, and doTERRA does their best to give back and build up the communities and lift the world up to a higher plane. So that's a fantastic feeling that you get when you get a product and from such a responsible
I feel connected to those
company.
people. If I know where it comes from, like lemon, I know I just get connected to the Italians or Venezuela with Haiti.
Yeah, I mean, having a little bit of a story behind the production of the product.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can use essential oils. Essential oils are so special because they're soluble. They're small molecular size. That means they're very usable for our bodies. They have the ability to enter the membranes of our cells, get into our body where we need it. You can put a couple drops on the bottom of your foot, and within seconds, it's found throughout your body. They're natural, so your body's going to recognize them. And they have a wide range of therapeutic benefits. And one essential oil might have therapeutic benefits in so many different categories. It's amazing. But you also have to remember to live right. The essential oils are going to be the most powerful when you have optimum health. That means eating right, exercising, managing your stress, reducing your toxic load, and you're going to get the full benefit of essential oils. So we're going to do a quick overview. Everybody know how to use essential oils? I'm going to overview these 3 ways. First is aromatically. You can breathe it in, put it on the person next to you and smell them. Internally, meaning you can drink it, eat it, and topically, you can rub it on. So the reason why you would want to do it aromatically, it goes into your body through your lungs or through your olfactory senses. You can quickly affect your mood, improve your memory, or open up your airways, those sorts of things. You can just open a bottle or put it in a diffusing necklace, or anything like that. The next, internally, digesting it through your mouth and your digestive tract. If you want to have the benefit there in your mouth or your throat or your digestive tract or your organs, it's best to take it internally. So you're going to get the essential oil closest to where you want that therapeutic benefit. Again, you could put it in a pill or drink it with your water or just put a couple of drops in your mouth. The last way is topically. So you want to do it topically when you want an immediate and systemic and even a localized, which means you put it where it hurts. Apply it directly on the skin. You can massage it in. You want to make sure you are diluting it when necessary. So there's 3 different ways we can split up the essential oils. Neat means no dilution required. Sensitive means you want to dilute it for sensitive skin or very young skin. And dilute means it's spicy. Dilute it all the time, unless you like that
Hey.
unless you like the spicy sensation. Which is good sometimes. A bit of deep blue is nice. You should know that there's some reflex points on the bottom of your foot. Bottom of your, the good place to put essential oils: across the forehead, on your temples, which are just above your ears there, the back of your neck, all fantastic places to put essential oils. Bottom of the foot and on the hands is really great because they have reflex points, places where you can put the essential oil, which will correspond to different body parts. I was giving Jade here a massage today. Foot massage, anybody?
I had a headache this morning.
So I can massage little parts of her body.
10
And she's like,
minutes and
oh,
it's done.
that corresponds to this part of my body. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
So those are the 3 ways. And if you don't have an account wholesale account is the absolute best way to get your essential oils. And you can talk to anybody that introduced you to this video, and they will help you with that. So that's our introduction to essential. Any of our listening audience have any questions with that? You've probably heard it a few times. All right, well, it's wonderful to have you with us. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Jade Baldwin. A bit of an introduction. She's a wizard with essential oils. Really, mixes her own potions. And today she's going to talk about cilantro.
You're going to scare people away.
Oh, yeah.
I was living 100 years ago. I'll be burned.
Cilantro, yeah, that's right. Cilantro is very good for salsa. And yes, we do put in salsa all the time.
Yes. All right, guys, do you have your cilantro oil with you? Some of you, yes? Yay! Do you like cilantro?
Yes.
Does anybody think that cilantro kind of smells funny?
I do.
Yeah. Stink bug?
I love cilantro by the bunches, but I think it smells funny in this.
That one is not as strong, but this is strong, right?
Right.
This is strong and concentrated. This is actually, it smells just like the cilantro to me.
Yeah, I think it smells like cilantro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with the cap on it does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give you some insights tonight. Maybe it'll help you. What about, let's see, let's scroll down. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry. JG Bay. How do I say your name?
Oh, I'm just Judy. No, I do not like cilantro. Absolutely not.
Do you have cilantro at home?
No, I'm not going to buy any. I do not like it.
Fair enough.
Well, that could be a reason for that.
Fair enough. Kayla Beck, what do you think? Don't like it? Wait, can't hear Beck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like it. I put it on Sienna's feet now every night for the detoxing and cleansing the heavy metals, but I try and disguise it with other stuff.
Hey, Kayla?
It's not my favorite. That's one of the reasons that past tense is not one of my go-to. But yeah. I use it still. I mean,
yeah.
There's several of them that aren't my favorite to smell, but I use them because I know they work.
Okay, so maybe I'll help you like it today.
Maybe, right? Yes.
Yes.
I need to release control.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I need it more too.
Awesome. So I actually already posted this on our website because I was working on it and I thought, oh, this is fun. This would be really good just to post and see if people look at it. But you can pull it up, on your mobile device or hopefully it opens. Oh no, look at that.
Yep.
Anywho, let's talk about cilantro. So cilantro is very different. If you can find it on our website, that'd be good, honey.
Yep.
It's very different to coriander. So did you know that it's different? Because some people think that cilantro and coriander, they're both the same things.
Oh, okay. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yep. So doTERRA actually has coriander oil, and we also have the cilantro oil, and they're both very, very different to each other. So if you look at the top 3 chemical compounds, you'll see that they don't even share any compounds in common. Yep. So coriander is actually from the seed, and cilantro is from the leaf, the flowering leaf and the stems. Because that's the difference. Okay, so when we're talking about food and culinary things, sometimes they don't differentiate, but in this case we have to differentiate because they do totally different things. Okay, so the very first thing I'm very I think that I'm very passionate about children, especially children with, connected and focused concerns. So I would use this on their big toes. So cilantro and clove were the oils that one of my friends were using on her son. And after about 8 months, he was re-diagnosed, was able to focus more, and was able to talk a little bit. So it's very good. It just helps cleanse out toxins, especially the toxins that are lodged in the brains. Okay. Did you guys know that? Any questions or comments
Especially
on that?
with like heavy metals or
Mm-hmm.
toxins from pollutants, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
air pollution,
Mm-hmm.
or
I'm meeting a lady on Friday, and her son has a frontal lobe problem from an infection. But could his medication that he's been having over the last 3 or 4 years also contribute to heavy metal load on his body?
Yes, yeah. I would look at the medication and look at the ingredients. Some people don't look at the ingredients, and so they don't know that there are heavy metals in them. Some of the shots that I was looking at,
like immunization shots?
They have mercury, but they call it a different name. It starts with a TH. And then they also replace it with aluminium phosphate. And so that's another heavy metal. So there's lots of different heavy metals. Not only that, we are in an environment that's quite loaded with toxins. A lot of the cleaning products and other things might have some toxins that are lodged in our brains. Even like earrings and things, it's just funny. It can go through our bloodstream and into the brains. So anytime we have, even the older people, they have some sort of memory concerns, it can't hurt to use cilantro on the bottom of the feet to help draw out that. And it shouldn't take very long. It should maybe take a few months. It's a big problem that's been there for a long time. Then you want to, drag it out, do at least 6 months or so of that. And we notice that it does improve the memory, the brain functions, the connections. Yeah, but good. This is a good question. Yeah, just tell the lady what it does and see if she wants to try that. It's one of those oils. It's not very expensive. It's not like frankincense or anything. So, yeah. So it's a herb, right? And so it's great for the tummy, like most herbs. So here's Dr. Susan Lawton. She said this a couple of places, a couple of times, so I thought this is important. 1 drop of cilantro and 1 drop of rosemary in water, and warm water, and sip it. So that's for upset tummies. Okay. So sometimes if we have digestion, great. Sometimes you might want to use something different. And, it just depends on how you feel. And I always encourage everyone to just be intuitive and just feel it out. Just feel like, if I feel like cilantro today, I'll say I'll go to cilantro instead of digestion. Okay? Because sometimes it is a problem where you're holding on to, and cilantro will help you release that. Okay? It's not like digestion, where digestion says that this here it's upset and it's not relaxing. This here it's holding on. All right. Okay. So liver, pancreas, and gallbladder support. Because cilantro is one of those oils that are cleansing, there's a lot of heavy metals and other toxins that are very, they're stuck in these organs. So with cilantro, bergamot, frankincense, cypress, marjoram, and patchouli. So you know about patchouli and marjoram. They're very calming, and they relax the muscles and tissues. So with this combination, you can rub it on the bottom of your feet and just help those organs and support those organs. Okay, so it's another option. You have the Zendocrine already, but there's a lot of people with different concerns, and sometimes if we try a different blend, it might be the one for them. People tell me all the time that, if they use one oil, say the deep blue, some people swear by the deep blue and other people say, well, it did nothing for me. And so what happens is we have different pain pathways in our bodies. So, your pain pathway will be different to your friends. So if your friend uses deep blue and it's great and it works, good for them. But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means that your pain pathway is different, that your root cause is different. So cilantro, you know that it's in past tense, but you can also make your own version of it. So cilantro, bergamot, sandalwood, marjoram. It's very good for pain, very good. Now, sometimes when you use cilantro and it releases a lot of toxins, or you're unwilling to let go of some old thinking, so let go of some fears, cilantro will cause a lot of inner conflict. So it means cause you more headaches. So some people say, well, I don't go for the past tense because it makes me have a headache. So in that case, don't use it. And try to use something else. But eventually, I would go back to cilantro and make friends with cilantro, because you're actually cleansing to the root. And if you're not ready to look at that yet, that's fine. But try to get there one day. Okay, because it'll help you. The thing that we're holding on to is actually fear. Okay? Fear of the unknown mostly is what we're fearful of. Okay. And cilantro says it's okay, relax. They've done lots of research, and rats, it's calming, and it helps them relax, and they have less aggressive behavior. So that's kind of interesting. So any questions so far?
No, but it's been a long time since I've smelled it, but I remember when I did, it was so strong to me. And I did get headaches and stomach aches, like almost nauseous from smelling it. And now I don't.
Uh-huh.
That's probably been a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't hurt yourself and force yourself to like it. But just know there's some things that you need to go back to and work on. Maybe use other oils in the meantime. Yeah, so that's good. I have a little bossy boot daughter. She's a middle child, and she likes to be the big sister to the twins. And sometimes the twins don't want to do what she tells them to do because she's so bossy. And I would have her come over and I said, here, smell this oil. And she's like, oh, I don't want to smell that oil, because it helps her release that need to control. Anyway, she smells it, and some days she says it smells like cupcakes. Today I asked her to smell it again, and she says it smells like grass. So she doesn't hate it, but it's just interesting. Sometimes you're so wound up, and you really want to control the situation because you're so fearful that they can't do it right, or the situation won't go right if you don't help out, that you don't know how to unwind. Okay, and cilantro will help you do that. Okay, so you don't have to do it alone. Alrighty. Let's go to number 5 here. And it's heavy metal cleansing. So like I said, it helps with everything cognitive. So you know the labels that people give for anything, cognitive. But if you think about it, it's sort of like traffic. Your brain's trying to send messages brain cells is trying to send messages to each other. You've got electrical pulses going, you've got chemicals flowing around. And if you have these heavy metals in the way, it's traffic, it's traffic jam. It's just causing a lot of interference. So, ideas can't flow properly, and, things go around in circles, and you get quite frustrated and have a lot of internal conflict. You can see a lot of kids with some of the disconnection problems. They get very angry sometimes because they can't verbalize what they want. and they can't just make the connection or remember some things. I mean, we get frustrated if we can't remember things, but imagine them having that problem every single day. Okay, so what we can do to really help is to clean it out and help them clean it out, because they use the heavy metals in, say, immunization shots for preservatives. And it's meant to be there to preserve the chemicals for years and years, up to 40 years or so. And what we're seeing lately are more young people getting problems, you know, like Alzheimer's and dementia and all those other brain problems because of the toxic load. We have, you know, problems that usually happen later, much later on in life, but so many more cases of young people getting that now. Just the world and the environment that we're living in. So this is really important oil to have.
So Beck said something about applying it on the foot. That's a good place to put it.
Mm-hmm.
One good thing about the foot is, especially if the child doesn't like the smell, the foot is the furthest away from the nose that you can get. So put it a little bit on their foot and put some socks on. That's a good way to apply.
It's super potent.
It's very
Cilantro is, so I don't know if doing a carrier oil will help with that too.
Yeah, I would do it with a carrier oil.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you now that I know it's strong, but it's, to me, I don't know how it was at the beginning, I can't remember, but it's really pleasant. It's actually really pleasant. I know it's strong though, but you know, for me, it's a good strong. Yeah.
Or you can hide it in your food, which we're talking about
You
now.
can still smell it.
It's salt, but sometimes, like if it's in salsa or something, which is if you're making fresh salsa, all you're doing is chopping up tomatoes and onions and peppers and stuff. Serve it on, you know, egg or something, however you serve salsa in your home, or if you do, put a drop of
I just would put one drop or even a toothpick. My family would not mind the smell, so one drop is fine for us. But most of the time, if I'm serving it to other people, I'm mindful, so I'll do a toothpick, you know, mix it in, and that should be enough.
So we often put essential oils in our food. Like tonight, we had chili. So we put some cumin in there.
Cumin oil.
It was really good. One of the kids did remark that they could taste the cumin, but that was right after I put it in. So.
Yeah. So you can put it in other dishes as well. So have you guys done that? Tried it in food?
Yes.
Any stories?
I made green chili. I've made it since then, but with cilantro oil in it, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was so strong that my family was like, "Don't ever put that oil in there again." But but it was probably just too much, you know. I probably just needed a toothpick, and I probably put 1 or 2 drops, and that was too potent. So
Yeah. I did that too. When I first started, I went chop, chick, chick, chick.
Free guinea pigs.
yeah.
What are kids for except to experiment on?
My kids love cilantro, and we always mix like tortilla chip soup, and we always put other stuff. So Ethan came home, or he came downstairs, and I said, "Oh, smell this. Let me just guess what these are." So he was guessing a bunch of them, and I didn't think he would guess it. He's like, "Oh, cilantro," and he's like, "Put it on my hand. I want to taste it." I was like, "No, that's probably too much." He's like, "I don't care," and he's like, "Ooh." He's like, "That's like a lot." And I said, "Yeah, it's what I told you. I took this, I just did like this." And I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, that was a lot. See, if you just put the whole drop, that's like crazy a lot." And he's like, "Well, I like it anyway." So, okay. But we were wondering how to cook. We were like, is it a drop or is it 2? So we were waiting to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't it amazing
family.
how concentrated, different essential oils can be? I think I put 1 drop of cumin in the chili tonight. But yeah,
it's just up to your family.
I've used cilantro oil in salsa when I haven't had fresh cilantro, and it's been really good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You guys know any other recipes that you could use with cilantro?
I do
Salsa
juicing.
and I was gonna say juicing. Yeah, when you put it, make those green smoothies.
Yeah, ginger and cilantro.
That's right. Yeah, ginger, cumin, cilantro. Those are really good ones to keep on your spice rack. So
Yeah.
lemon also good ones for your kitchen.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So that's good. Actually, it preserves food. I didn't put it down here because I don't know what I would do with what I would preserve with cilantro oil.
It's because we eat food so quickly.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just me.
No.
Does
It's
anybody else eat?
one of the studies says it's a great food preservative. So it's a natural preservative. But
Interesting.
what I preserve with this? You don't want to preserve ham or anything like that. Like, it all tastes like cilantro. So I don't know. But the thing that I did with the cilantro when it first came out was to use it in the immunity blend for my children. Because we did the usual thing that everyone does for our children. We've given them a lot of over-the-counter medication and immunize them and things. So I just did this for the first year. I added it to our daily immunity blend, and I rubbed it on their bottom of the feet. I wanted to make sure my kids cleansed and detoxed. And so
I think when they detox with cilantro, it also helps clear up their mind.
Yep.
They're able to think more clearly and make better.
I was just thinking it would probably be really good in a diffuser with lemon or lemongrass, cilantro, one drop of each. Or make a spray cleaner or disinfectant spray with lemon and cilantro.
Yeah.
That would smell really good, really herby.
Yeah. I did that with lime yesterday. I just put it on my feet because I was working with it and I thought, I'm just going to smell it. And I thought, oh, it'll be great with lime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Both of those, cilantro and lime, it's in like 3 different soups. There's like a Thai soup, there's another Oriental soup, and then there's that the tortilla soup, and then there's some salads that require both of those too. So that's why I was like, I got these 2 together, and Ethan was like,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That
I think it's
sounds
great.
good.
We can use that often. Some of us have amalgam fillings, and that affects our brains. Okay, so that'll be helpful if we take that on a regular basis. Okay. The emotion behind it is oil of releasing control. Okay. Okay, we try to hold on and control situations because we have some sort of fear behind it. You agree? A lot of us mums, we fear that they're not going to do it right. I'll do it. I'll do it faster and I'll do it right. And actually that robs them of the opportunity to learn. So I over and over think to myself, I have to allow my children to make mistakes under my roof. And so that they don't make big mistakes away, right? And so just be mindful of that. But always remember that when we try to have control, that's our ego being fearful. And ego means edging God out.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. So I'm almost done with my course, and I'll have more information on it. Oh, that's good. We can share that too. But do you agree with that? It's about fear.
So I need cilantro when I'm teaching Carson how to drive. Because, yeah, I'm trying not to be controlling and I'm trying not to be scared, but.
Just put it on the air freshener.
That's kind of a scary
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking it in the car next time.
I'll just send my husband with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Give me some
Man, I had to do it myself. It's awesome. You can push it on your husband.
Uh,
Oh dear. My mom was like, yeah, here's the keys. Let's just go. And I'm thinking, what? You trust me with this? No, my dad was the opposite. He was the controlling one. No. So clinging and obsession. So, we have a lot of names like OCD for our clinginess, but basically this has to do with relationships too. Sometimes we can be very toxic to other people and we don't even realize that. So this encourages healthy relationships. It's just like reminding us to hook on to God instead of trying to get lots of validation from our spouses, our children, or our friends. So this is a good oil for that. It takes a lot of effort to self-reflect and self-examine, but when we actually are honest with ourselves, this liberates us. Can you see the correlation between toxins holding on really tightly and then,
Oh, you're frozen.
Yep, and here is the
I hear you.
cilantro. Hello?
Can you hear us?
You okay
Yeah.
now?
You were frozen for a while.
Okay.
Where,
Maybe it's me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
can everybody hear us?
mhm.
Awesome.
Are we
Okay.
good? Okay.
Sorry.
But can you
Alright.
see that it's parallel? The toxins hold on to your cells and things, and then here you are holding on to it at the same time by being fearful and controlling
Rigid. Yeah.
it. So if we let go, the toxins will be released too. Our cells will release the toxins. And I promise that when you smell cilantro, you're not going to get a headache. It'll help alleviate that headache. Yeah. Okay. But we have a ton of people that experience that. I say half of the people that smell cilantro or the past tense oil will complain of a headache. Yeah.
That was me a long time ago. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that's how we were brought up, right? We just need to do it. If we do it right and we achieve and we accomplish and we're productive, we're happy. All right, the last thing is gut care and sleep. So not only are toxins going to be lodged in our other organs, this is going to cause a lot of sleep problems because our gut is not healthy and happy. If you mix it with Digescent, for kids, especially the kids that have connected and focused concerns, this will help them detox and cleanse their gut to making it less sensitive to things. These children, some of them are quite picky with food, so this will really help them clean things out in there so that they're not so sensitive, and it'll help them sleep through the night. I know a lot of mums who have kids that are very hyperactive. They don't sleep very much and very well at night, and so the parents can't sleep. And it's very disruptive to the family. You know anybody like that? Yeah, Des?
My husband.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's the medications that are building up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's liver and yeah. So we're going to start using this every night.
Yeah, it's just going to break down relationships, break down just everything, because nobody's getting enough rest and sleep and everyone is just on edge all day long. Yeah. And the children, they're not repairing properly at night if they don't sleep through the night. Yeah.
We talked about using a juniper berry to quiet the organs so you're not waking up in the middle of the night. That seems more like a symptom management thing, whereas this is more like going to the root.
Root.
I have a question. It's just a thought. Like the kids that have like the focus thing, and then so then if they take medication and it has some of those things, isn't it kind of compounding it if it has the metals? It would make it double what it was, wouldn't it? I think I found that
Clean
with
it out.
right. I think I found that with my son. He had like like the focusing and all issues, and then after he took medication, it's like it was heightened to another level.
Oh yeah, so the medications you're saying, yeah.
And so I was like, they think that it's helping, but really it's compounding it to make it elevated instead of helping it, or it just like zombifies you because you really can't think. But both of my boys, they were just like, they tried it for a few years and then they're like, I'm not doing this anymore. And I was like, well, okay, we'll try to figure out something else. But then I started thinking about it. Maybe that's why they always crave or would request. I mean, we used to make any of those soups with the cilantro and lime. They would ask me to make it like almost every week, and I was like, we just had that. But maybe they were craving it because they kind of needed.
Their bodies needed it. Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe you're just a good cook. Credit where it's due, right, Sissy?
I started making one batch, and it winded up being like it would be gone by dinner. So I would make 2 or 3 batch, like double or triple it, and the next day it would still be. They would eat it all. I was like, this is supposed to last you for the next week if you want to eat it here, and they would eat it all. I was like, I can't keep it in my house, but I was
their bodies are really asking for it. And the way you told me that they just lick it. I mean, that's amazing. It's their
You're right.
I mean, nobody will say, I just feel like licking cilantro.
Yeah, he would just eat it. Like he would just take pieces of it and eat it, and then take lime and drop a lime in his mouth. And so when he got this, he was like, "You got this? This is awesome! We can't wait for us to try to cook with it." And then I just thought about it as you were going through all these things. That's probably why they like it.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm very careful with the drugs because our cells hold on to it. And it compounds over time. So sometimes the doctor doesn't realize that they've added to something that's been given to these children several years ago.
Right.
And we have people with chemo brains for 9 years.
Right. It's been about 4 years, maybe 5, since he was just like, I'm not taking this anymore. But it has that, like, that lasting thing. And then they were kind of like, I'm feeling different again, but I'm not able to focus like I want to be, but I definitely don't want to take medicine. So I was like, okay, well.
Yeah, and we just need to be patient because sometimes it's lodged in so many different places. And when it's released, I would tell you that when we have heavy metal toxins in our system, our bodies will ache. We have a lot of soldiers that come back with PTSD, and when we help them with the cilantro, their bodies actually release all the toxins from everything that was jabbed into them, and they find that they hurt more. But I tell them just keep drinking water, keep going, because we need to flush that out, and eventually they feel better. But it may not be pleasant at first. And so we kind of expect to have things that are pleasant. It might not be pleasant. It might have a metal taste in their mouth, but just keep drinking water and it'll help cleanse them out. It'll be great.
Well, that's what you said last week, because I told you that he was nauseous, and he did have something funny, but you said just go ahead and rub the digestion on his feet and then like drink, and it passed. So it took a week. But,
Awesome. That sounds good. Alrighty, we want to show you the cilantro post on our website here.
Okay, so I've been hard at work putting this together for everybody. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cilantro. Okay, it's just jadebaldwin.com/cilantro, or you can get there from the homepage. Apologize if some of you were trying to get on here earlier and weren't able to. So there's the cilantro page.
Yep. So first of all, you can see that I was trying to do a little comparison between cilantro and coriander. So the main compound on there, can you see how very different it is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't even share the same compounds, even the secondary compounds and the tertiary compound. One of these days, very soon, we'll talk about coriander. You will love it. Yeah.
So it comes from the same plant.
It comes from the same plant, but one's from the leaf and one's from the seed. Cilantro's from the leaf.
The coriander, I actually picked it up before I grabbed my cilantro and opened it and smelled it. It has a little bit of a sweeter, softer scent to it. So,
yeah. So cilantro is sharp.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Okay. I got
And Jay's broken these down by body, mind, and spirit. So
Love it.
there's everything we went over today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
You
you
can
put
click
a
on
link
that,
on there.
and then it takes you to a PDF, and you can print it out from there.
Awesome.
I've been printing those.
I'm interested in the spiritual side more. We hold on, but in our mind, and it's good to release that. Helps us have better relationships. But in the end, the main relationship that it helps us with is our relationship with God. Yeah, it helps us let His will be done. And that's much easier. Sometimes we pray really hard, and then we hold on to what we think is right. There's a scripture that says, lean not unto thy own understanding, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
that's basically telling you exactly what cilantro is telling you. We don't have enough information. Don't lean on all of the things that you know now. Yeah, so I like this oil. I appreciate it very much. That's why it's one of those oils that I wanted to highlight first. Anyone have any questions or comments?
So excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using it a lot more.
I think I use it for mom and dad.
Pardon?
I think I need to use it for my mom and dad.
Yeah. When I was living in Australia, when I visit my parents, I make them soak their feet in Epsom salt and oils.
What a daughter.
And, I know, I'm so mean. So they had one soak, one little foot bath each, and I would put cilantro oil on and black pepper because it's warming and it helps with circulation. And I think I put one other oil, I can't remember, but it's cilantro. And after I put it in, I thought to myself, it's like marinating their feet.
That's right.
Like, what are you doing?
That's what I was thinking about when we were talking about when you were putting it on your kids' feet and everything.
Yeah.
And then Stacey was talking about cooking.
Yeah.
And all the cooking with cilantro.
Massaging their feet, but it's really good because my parents are healthy. They're traveling more, and actually they just went to Vietnam today, and they brought tens of thousands of dollars back to help do a lot of charity work. And so if they're unhealthy, they wouldn't be able to do that. So they're just prancing around doing all sorts of fun things, being with the grandkids. So I really appreciate that we can help, clean them out and give
So
them
the
that
moral
help.
is marinate yourself, right?
Yeah, juicy. Yeah.
Good enough for it.
But I'm telling you, this is what we're going to talk about in the next hour with the detoxes. All this is very important. So eventually, when we're all clean, even our morning breath will smell great. Our skin will smell great. When we sweat, the sweat won't stink.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything to add about cilantro when we bring this part of the class to a close?
I love cilantro.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Are you joining us from Melbourne?
Yeah, I've just driven from Melbourne down to the beach, so I've only just got on.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. You're just in time to for our cleansing and detoxing portion. So everybody, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording for cilantro. The recording will be online. I'll show you where to get all of these recordings. Here, so if you go to the events page where you can get this link, it's just jbalden.com/events. Brings you to this page, and this is what we're talking about tonight. So cilantro and all about detoxing. That's what we're going to move into for our second hour here. And I put a link here for watch all the past classes, and you can see all of those there. So you have the essential oils, singles, and blends, wellness solutions classes, and for those of you who are doing doTERRA as a business, Jade Balden Business Basics. Or you can also visit our YouTube page where you have those same things, essential oil, singles, and
Is that a
blends.
playlist?
It is.
Okay.
It's all together in a
Thank
playlist
you.
where you're very much enjoying it. Very much wish fulfillment. Is that from Aladdin? Okay. So I'm stopping the recording now.